bacon. For every meal, that is what I'm making. You think I'm eating turkey, you're mistaken. When it's done, I put it on the table. I try to share it, but I'm not able. I wanted to. For every meal, that is what I'm making. I wanted to. You think I'm eating turkey, you're mistaken. I'm gonna puke. When it's done, I put it on the table. I wanted to.
I'll have it for lunch sometimes. I'll have stuff on the side, like fries, but bacon needs no help.
Does everybody know what time it is? Tool time. No, wait. Wrong show. That's right. It's time for Big Bacon's Top 10 Classified of 2023. So, before we even begin, I'm going to let you know there are some honorable mentions. We'll knock those out first, and then we'll get to the countdown. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So, the number 3 honorable mention tonight is the Cobra Viper Officer from the Cobra Viper 3-pack. Yes, this is just a simple repaint. But the color scheme on this officer, with the gold visor and the gray with the red accenting, it's sharp. It looks good. It did include blast effects, kind of. As you can see, I've got the smoking gun. Or is it? Yeah. Smoking gun in the pistol. And the Demogorgon fire or blast effect in the small little submachine gun. That's right. It's not the naked gun, it's the smoking gun. But, yeah, everything about this is the exact same as the basic release. It's just the color scheme on it. It's vibrant, it stands out, it looks good. So that's why this is the 3rd honorable mention on the top 10 classified of 2023. Our 2nd honorable mention of 2023 really kind of pisses me off. Because let's be honest, Zartan should have been a whole lot higher on this list. She really should have. The appearance, the sculpting, the paint. I mean, that snarling face sculpt on its own is fantastic. But you add in the punk rock look, she fit. I mean, this is just a beautiful looking figure. But the problem is, I cannot move anything on the upper body without that arm popping right back off. That is a huge QC issue, Hasbro. Honestly, I don't know what your people are smoking when they approve this kind of defect for wide distribution, because it's not just mine. I mean, if Articulated Ninja, yes, I said his name, and I'm probably going to get a couple extra views for that, woohoo, has the same issue, then you have an issue. And that's why Zartan is the 2nd honorable mention of 2023. And my number 1 figure of 2023's honorable mention list is Falcon. And yes, I know I'm going to hear about this, but let me explain real quick. If you cover up the face and look at everything else. Yeah, the camo's just a little bit muted, but the sculpting on the BDUs, on the web gear, on his pack, the shotgun could have used a little work, but everything else is beautiful. Yeah, he's ugly, but guess what? So am I. So I do have a little bit of an affinity for this guy. So that's why he tops my honorable mentions list. He's not on the top 10, but he deserves an honorable mention. Number 10 on my top 10 of 2023, we have Dr. Mindbender. Okay, he looks good. He does. I'm not going to lie. My issues with this guy, and the reason he's so low on this list, is number 1, you took an iconic core character like Dr. Mindbender, and you made him a freaking con exclusive. Do you have any idea that the hoops I had to jump through to track down one of these? And I got news for you. I still haven't found the beloved Serpentor that came out in the next convention. And number 2, whatever the issue was, whether it was bad dye in the cape or prolonged heat during shipment, every single one of these has that purple colored skin right there along the shoulder joints where that cape sits. And yeah, that's a massive QC issue. It's a massive disappointment on what should be an amazing figure if you're going to charge con prices for it. And that's why Dr. Mindbender is number 10 on my top 10. Popping off in the number 9 spot, we have the Walmart exclusive retro carded Zartan. Yes, this is the 3rd version of Zartan that we received. All of them looking very different from each other. That first one with the browns and the black looked good. It really did. The one with the silver that came with the, once again, screw you Hasbro, convention exclusive one, with the color changing skin, that looked good. But there's something about this blue color that just kind of, it's vibrant. It pops. It stands out. Yeah, he has 2 less accessories than the general release. They didn't give him the mummy hand or the cobra head. But the silver on the buckle, the blue on the chest and thigh armor, it all stands out and makes this character, well, it makes it visually dynamic, which is a fantastic thing. So that's why Zartan is number 9 on my top 10 of 2023. Man, Walmart's just killing it this year, aren't they? That's right, this is the 2nd Walmart Retro series to appear on this list. This is the Walmart exclusive retro carded Snake Eyes, coming in at number 8. Yes, we did get a Commando Snake Eyes. Did it look like the childhood figure at all? Kind of. Does this one? Very much so. This is a beautifully done figure. The accessories are much more fun than what we got with the Commando version. Yeah, he came with a whole lot of more guns. This one came with the explosive satchel and a couple of actual grenades. So, yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, this is a unique head sculpt as well. Yeah, the rest of it is all reuse. But so what? If you could take parts and mix and match them, paint them differently, and have it look like something completely different, who cares if it's reuse? That is what a majority of the toy companies do. And Hasbro did it really well with this one. So that's why Snake Eyes is number 8 on my top 10 of 2023. Coming in at number 7, we have Scrap Iron. Okay, Scrap Iron was not a character I was excited for as a kid. He's not a character I was excited for when they announced him in the classified line. But my God, having this thing in hand, the accessories that it comes with, the sculpting of all these little overlays on him. Yeah, I normally don't do this in the top 10s, but my God, man. Look at that face. That is just... That is epic. I actually got tongue-tied for a second trying to come up with the right word for it. It's beautiful, man. And then the drone, yeah, I hear people complain all the time, well, it should have had working treads. Well, then it wouldn't have been like 40, 45 bucks. It would have been like 60 bucks. So be thankful for what you got in that regard. It looks great. It does the job it's supposed to. And if you're complaining about it, you're just looking to nitpick. That's my honest opinion. So that's why Scrap Iron is number 7 in my top 10 of 2023. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have the Serge. That's right. Valaverse did it first in the 6-inch line, but Hasbro gave it that G.I. Joe flair. This thing just looks beautiful, man. It's beautiful. The detailing on the brown round, the accessories of the swagger stick and the whistle, the white belt with the golden buckle, it's beautifully done, man. Yeah, once again, a lot of reuse. Once again, I don't care. If I can look at a figure and see the character it's supposed to be instead of what it was, then they did something right. Yeah, I am confused about the presence of the AK, but that's my only issue with this figure. And the goods far outweigh any of the bads, which is why Sarge is number 6 on my top 10 of 2023. And if Sarge is number 6, my God, what must the top 5 be like? So, coming in at the number 5 spot, we've got the Target exclusive Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. The original troop builder. The one that never should have been a Target exclusive, but ended up as a Target exclusive. This is a beautiful combination of classic elements with more modern looks. The knife sheath on the chest, the dual pistol placements, having multiple weapons that peg into the back, the goggles that cover the eyes, the rank insignia. Yeah, the re-release, the infantry, didn't have the long rifle, didn't have the goggles, didn't have the armband. And that blue just didn't stand out as much against the other blue as the black does. This thing looks beautiful. And that's why it's sitting at number 5 on my top 10 of 2023. So in the number 4 spot, we're just going to say hang 10, man. Seriously, rock and roll is the flip side. Actually, it's not the flip side. It's the same as the number 5 spot. Yeah, there's some of the vintage goodness, but it's mixed in with a much more modern feel to it. The inclusion of the rocker hand, the tattooing, the modern helmet with hang 10 scrawled on it. All beautiful additions to kind of... It tells a story as to who this character is. If you had not read the comics or watched the cartoon growing up, and you saw this figure, there's a lot you can make out about him just by looking at him. And that is a beautiful thing when it comes to a figure. Of course, it also helps that this guy actually looks like my younger brother. Okay, my brother's not quite so... Yeah, Ham Hock isn't quite so well built. He's still a big guy. And that big yellow beard, yeah, that's him. So, yeah, I'm a little biased on this one. But that's why rock and roll is number 4 in my top 10 of 2023. In the number 3 position, we have Stalker, the man who's only 2 days from retirement. The man who's getting too old for this shit, but still looks good doing it. Okay, the loadout on this figure, the sculpting, the paint, everything about this figure screams Stalker. I mean, this man he's a veteran. He's done it. He's been there. You can look at him and tell he's been through it. And he's still ready to get up and do it again. There's a lot of love and respect for both the character as well as this interpretation of the figure. So, I mean, just look at him. Isn't it glorious? And that is why Stalker is number 3 on my top 10 of 2023. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have, well, let's face it, Target is a little bit pissed at the treachery of Walmart. The audacity of them having 2 exclusives on this list just will not stand. So they've snuck in their own second figure onto this list, and it happens to be the number 2 spot. We have the Target exclusive Cobra Island Major Blood. And yes, this figure, oh my god. Just, yeah, it's a lot of reuse. The arm is just a Cobra Trooper arm. I believe most of the torso is too. Come to think of it, looking at it, so are the legs. Yeah, the boots are different, but that arm that they gave him, what's the word I'm trying to use here? It offsets the balance of the figure. It's longer than the other arm. It's skinnier at some parts, wider at other parts. Add to that the holster hanging off just the one side. The helmet is perfectly sculpted. The face is just, oh, sweet Jesus. What I said about Stalker before, a man who's been through some shit, he hasn't been through nothing compared to this guy. Just the scarring and the wrinkles, the haggard face, the gray streak in his hair. Everything about this figure screams, been there, done that, got the dog tag. It's on my neck with all the others. Yeah, his one pistol with the rocket accessory looks a little goofy, but that hand cannon they gave him is epic. Add to that this was actually a gift from another toy tuber, and I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. And yeah, this thing is more than perfectly suited for the number 2 spot on my top 10 of 2023. We're to the number 1 spot. Yay! And you know what that means. If you sat through any of these others, you know I'm going to interrupt here. And I'm going to say right down there. Down there. Type in who you think it's going to be. Take a guess before you sneak on up and see. Also, while you're down there, is there anything you disagree with? Yeah, I realize some of these span more than a year, but I do it based on when I review them, not when they were released. Why? Because if I buy a figure I've been looking for from 3 years ago, then he should have as much a chance as anybody to be the top figure of the year. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So, while you're down there, enter that comment, hit that like button, that notification bell, hit subscribe. You know what? I'm going to waive the fee. It'll cost you nothing. But that's only for the next 5 minutes. So, you know what you need to do. And now it's time for the number 1 spot. And I'm sure I'm going to get hell for this from my fellow toy tubers, because the thing I hear most frequently is how terrible Python Patrol and Tiger Force are. But I'm sorry. This is a bad motherfucker. In the number 1 spot, we have the Target exclusive. Oops, sorry, Walmart. Target exclusive Tiger Force Outback. Yeah. Here in the States, we didn't get a figure to look like this. This was a foreign release that they've adapted into a 6-inch classified figure. And he looks amazing. He looks a hell of a lot better than his basic release does. The accessories he comes with, they're fun. The flashlight, the knife, the pistol, the shovel, his signature rifle. The guy's got gray forearm hair, that beard, that hair sculpt. Everything about this figure is just amazing. Even the goofy looking tiger head on the chest. This is a guy who doesn't give a fuck if he stands out in the forest. He's gonna kick your ass regardless. Oh, this thing is glorious. And that is why it's in the number 1 spot on my top 10 of 2023. So how'd you do? Were you right? Were you wrong? I guarantee you were wrong. Yep, nobody ever thinks Tiger Force will be number one, but today it was. So I just want to thank you for taking your time, spending it here with me. I know there are much better looking people out there in YouTubeville that you could be watching. Oh yeah, a lot better looking people. But you're here with me instead. What the hell is wrong with you? Regardless, thanks for coming out, and until next time.
Biscuits and gravy. Whoa, 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 biscuits and gravy. Talking about biscuits and gravy. And that gravy's divine.